We're going to try something a little bit different. We're going to take a break from the career. I have a bunch of career videos ready to go, but let's try something a little bit different. I saw somebody ask to see some Enduro, and so I came to the compound, and I saw, you see these flags here with the arrows on them. They kind of point in the direction you need to go. It's like a checkpoint, but it's just in the free ride. It's not a different mode or anything, and it's actually really cool. And it's it covers the compound pretty good. If you do this course, you can kind of run through the entire compound. It kind of shows you what they put in here, and it's just really neat. I saw the flags, but I never noticed it was like an enduro course. So pretty cool, pretty nice to see this. And it actually, I mean, I ran a few different runs on it before I got these two. I was actually two back-to-back runs here that are very similar, and I practiced it. The toughest part was probably the beginning, where we're kind of S-turning up that hill. Really tough to do that. It was really easy to spin out or loop out, but we were able to get through it okay. This was kind of cool. I wish they would have put more of that here in the bottom, or made a separate Enduro cross track, kind of how they did with MXGP Pro. They had that really little Enduro cross track, which was pretty sweet. I wish they would have added that in the bottom here, but you know, it's different, and I actually do appreciate this a bit more. That checkpoint, for some reason I always wanted to go right there, but you have to go left. You can kind of open it up a little bit more here. I was going kind of slow because I wanted to stay on course, but yeah, it's a bit faster here. And then we take a hard right down this hill. I believe we jump across that. I don't believe that's the track. We're also on the TC250. Now, it isn't upgraded. It's pretty stock. I believe I have the Dunlop tires, the sprocket, and that might be about it. I did put some handguards on it just to kind of get that enduro feel a little bit. Other than that, it's very stock. And then at the very end here, after we do our second run, we do head over to the first motocross track that they have just to do a few laps, and I struggled. I mean, it's just the bike is so stock that it just, I don't know, I had a hard time, and that was probably the easier of the tracks to just kind of run a fairly stock bike on and get some decent laps. So yes, this is the part that I was talking about that was pretty hard. And then after you take this corner, you really have, or no, it's after this one, right here. You really have to lean forward because it's super easy to loop out. Now, another thing you could do, because there are rock areas, there's a lot of logs with ramps that kind of go over them. You could do a waypoint race and make it like super tough, you know, put respawn checkpoints where it's really hard and you know people are going to have a hard time with it and struggle, and then no respawn checkpoints where it's going to be easier, you know what I mean? You could kind of do an enduro course with the waypoint. I haven't tried. Maybe we will try that later if this is something you guys want to see. I also, again, need to finish upgrading the bike. Now, another thing that I do want to talk about is that people are asking, where's Suzuki? It's not in the game. Doesn't really surprise me because we have seen Suzuki DLC for MX vs ATV, at least in Encore, was kind of weird because it was like in the United States, but it wasn't anywhere else. So I guess, I don't really know, but I'm guessing Suzuki, the way they do their licensing and stuff is like different, or they're just more complicated to deal with. I don't really know, but really, really weird because as far as I know, this is the first Milestone game that doesn't have Suzuki. So really weird. Also do want to mention that this video is... I already said that I have career videos ready to go, and I sound fine there. I don't know if I sound weird here, but I'm just getting out of being sick. I had like this super insane cold for a really, really long time, and I feel like I just started recording videos again because for the longest time I was like, I felt like I was gonna cough up a lung, basically. Kind of getting over it. Hopefully in the next few days it goes away. I believe I've had it for like 7 days. I mean, typical cold is 7 to 10 days, but geez. Hopefully it goes away pretty soon. So here we're on that first motocross track. And we run a few laps here just to kind of show you the bike and whatever. I need to upgrade it. So yeah, the Enduro track, it's really cool. Like I said, I just kind of wish they would have added some, maybe like a separate Enduro cross track would have been sweet. Like they did in MXGP Pro, or maybe had, I mean, the compound's big enough. It doesn't really come over on this side of the compound by this track. Of course, it's pretty close to the boundary, so maybe it wouldn't have worked. It would have been cool if they would have had like a second Enduro course that you could have ran. You know, little things like that. I mean, there are parts. There's a set of logs where you can jump over it, or there's a ramp that you can jump on top. You can kind of get on top, but it's really, really weird the way it gets a bit buggy, and the physics just like the physics of the game, it's like it doesn't really allow for it. So I don't know, but if Milestone would be willing to make an Enduro Cross game, would be pretty sweet. I know there's a pretty big public for Enduro Cross, and I like it. Wouldn't necessarily call that course we took a hard Enduro track. I mean, I've seen hard Enduro, and if you haven't, if you're a fan of the games and you don't ride in real life, or you do and you don't really follow Enduro, go check out some hard Enduro videos, because the stuff that those guys do is unbelievable. I've seen, I mean, you'll have stretches of the track or the course where it's really not that bad, but there is sections where it's like, I mean, those guys are getting off their bikes, you know, just trying to get through it, and, you know, launching their bike, dumping the clutch, and just jumping off the bike to hopefully get it up the hill, and it's really, really gnarly stuff. So if you haven't seen hard Enduro, highly recommend you go check it out. It's all over YouTube. Go check out some hard Enduro videos, and you can really get appreciation for how tough those guys really are. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more Enduro. I can try and make like a waypoint Enduro or whatever, but I did see somebody asking to see this, so I went to go check it out, and it actually is pretty cool. So if you haven't, go try it out yourself. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.